Hey guys, Jay Opkee Investors. When I do this wrap up about this week, it was a crazy week, and I want to go in depth here, and I want to explain what happened to my Darwinex account. As you can see, this shows what happened this week. Not only did I wipe out all of my profits from the beginning, but I'm even a little bit under that. So this week caused us to go into the red by 0.15%. And I've got to explain this to you because it had nothing to do with the management of the EAs and everything to do with technology. So let's go ahead and get started before I hit this gym. As a quick reminder again, we are not financial advisors and this is not financial advice, so this is only our experience. The only thing that we can promise you is transparency. So let's take a look at what our trader did and why we came up with those type of results. Okay, let me follow my notes here to make sure that I don't forget anything. Again, I'm going to show you this from various angles so we can determine exactly what happened and why this perfect EA and money management plan didn't work out in our favor. Okay, first of all, let's go to our trade copy account. All right, here we go. Now remember, we were testing this trader with $100, and of course we're copying his account or this account to several other accounts. We have accounts from $100, which you see here. This is the master account. We have a couple of $1,000 accounts, and of course the big one that we were really experimenting with was the $100,000 Darwinex account. So let's see how this looks in real time. This was this week. Let's look at this, guys. Now this is the account we were copying. Today was a 1.8%. This week it was up almost 3%. Up almost 3%. This month, almost up 20%, up 18.2%. So this year, you still see a 56% gain. So it had nothing to do with our trader. Now let's look at the results on our Darwinex account, and that's the only one that we're going to share and show you since that one was a disaster this week. Let's look at what happened this week. Now remember, we're copying from this account. We go here. Today, at least we're up 0.3% on this. This week, we were down, or are down. We are down 6.1%. So if it wasn't the trader, what happened? Let's go into it, and let's go into it in detail. Okay, the first thing that I did is I went ahead and I ran a report for all the trades this month. And both of them showed, not this month, but this week. And both showed that there were 17 trades. But what happened was the technical aspect of it, which we all warn each other about. You're not just going against the traders and the EAs, you're also going against technology many times. That's why it's very important for you to, at the very least, have some sort of emergency stop loss in that, because it could have been even nastier than this. I think that we had like a 10% drawdown on that, and quite frankly, I had put a 20% stop loss, so it could have went down to $80,000 if it hadn't have stopped out where it was supposed to. So let's take a look at some of the differences. Here, I compare trade to trade. Now, this is the master account. I had this in a multiple of 200. So what that means is so if it's 100, if it made $100,000, I'm sorry, if it made $10 on this particular side, it would have been $200 on this side. Simple. I'm sorry, $2,000 on this side, because it's a multiple of 200. So this will give you an example. So here's a 754 loss, and then it traded over here. This trade slide is actually Darwinex, their new server. So it copied over here as the $1,500 loss. Here made 95 cents, which just say $1. So multiplied by 200%. Now 200% is over $200. So $1 will equal $200 over here. So just play with that for a while. So each trade by trade, it was looking good. It was looking good until I got to this trade. This was 724. Now this was the master account at 724, 735. I think that's GMT time plus 2 plus 3. So 7. Let's just put it this way. This is the chart time. So 735. Now check this out. When they executed this trade at 735, here, when it's copied over, it didn't execute the trade until 10:11, 3 hours later. So you can imagine what the position was. Even though over here I made $2,000, much less than what I should have made. It should have been $4,000. Got it? This should have been $4,000 easy. Easy, it should have been $4,000. And again, it was 21. So that's better, but that's still, as far as hedging against some of the losing trades, it didn't help me that much. You know, so I'm minus $2,000 right there. Okay. And then everything else was right in line. When I lost $10 here, that was 2100 right there. Lost 71 cents here. That's $149 right here. Everything is pretty much in line with where it's supposed to be. Okay. Then I hit, this was my big one. This was a big one. Here, $26. It should have profited me. This $26 on the Plexi Trade account, on the Master Trader account, should have given me around $5,200 on my trade copy account, on the Darwinex account, on this particular account. Let's see what happened. So instead of me getting $5,000 over here, it was a negative $254. How did that happen? And that was the one that killed me, right? This one, I'm hurting a couple $1,000, but this one killed me. Not only am I hurting or losing $5,000 or $5,200, but they tacked another $254 on top of that. How did that happen? Was it my fault? Was it the trader's fault? No, this was technology. This trade was executed by my trader at 1340. 1340. That's the time, right? It executed in Darwinex at 1614, 3 hours later again. So that means some sort of connection went bad when it came to the trade copier. These are things, when people talk about passive income with the robots, no such thing, man. You're going to have to get up, you're going to have to check these things. You have to make sure that your money management is on point. And then on top of that, you'll notice that my Plexi Trade account doesn't have commission, nor does it have, it has swap charges, but it really doesn't have any commission charges, which is cool. So to stack on top of that, my Darwinex, I still have commissions, which is $300 and some odd dollars, and swap charges of like $35. So not looking good here, guys. Not looking good here. And now I want to go into the platform itself and just show you some of the differences and why it made a difference. So I guess we can call that the difference that made a difference. Let's take a look at the actual charts. Okay, let's take a look at what really happened here. The first trade, and it was only two symbols, two trades that totally gave me those abnormally bad results. Again, guys, it's not the trader. Let me show you the first one that killed me. This was pound Swiss right here. This is where the trader executed the buy. He executed a buy right here at this time on this bar. So anywhere within this bar would have been a hell of a lot better than what was executed by Darwinex. This is where it actually executed. So you see all of this that was pretty much just lost and thrown by the wayside. Crazy. All right. Now let's look at the second one. Here's the second one. Same thing. This was a buy that was executed by the trader here. All right. And this is where Darwinex, or the trade copier, executed it several hours later. So going side by side, understanding what it was, I really was disappointed in the trader for a second, because it did have a little drawdown even in the master account, but his recovery was absolutely phenomenal. But the trade copier couldn't keep up with that, and it had nothing to do with, I checked everything, it had nothing to do with the VPS. It was 100% trade copier malfunction. And last but not least, when it comes to transparency, what did that do to my Darwinex account? So I still have $60,000 that's under management. Of course, again, guys, this was a horrible, horrible week. And it was technical. It had nothing to do with my traders. It had nothing to do with my EAs, except for the trade copier EA. So when we look at, let's see, let's take one more look. So we still have a return based on the way that they compute things, Darwinex that is. We're right at 1.9% return on the money. I really don't like that. It dropped us down from like in the 200s, top 200s of traders, down to 4. So I'm not even in the top, as of today, I'm not even in the top 50%. That's what it did to me. And of course, my net drawdown now has gone from 14. So it makes me a little bit riskier. So now it's all about recovery. So let's see how well we can recover with this. You guys should have the link on it. And our real money accounts are doing great. I know that this is listed as a real money account, and they do their own things when it comes to the maximum drawdowns and also the returns. I'm not showing a return, but they're showing almost a 2% return, so I'm good with it. So I went from a almost 10% return down to a 2% return in 1 week. So what's our plan? What are we doing now? I'm going to disconnect this AutoFX Pro, and I'm gonna go with social trading tools, and let's see how that works as my only and exclusive trade copying platform. Guys, go out there and make some real money, and I'm gonna go run and sweat out some of this stress. Peace.